Hey, what's going on everybody? It's HD. Welcome back to another video. So now, you guys may have realized that all my videos for the past couple days have not really been the same. What I mean by I have not been filming vlogs about the cars lately. And today I'm going to be explaining the whole reason on why I have not been doing that. I did unfortunately have to have collarbone surgery, and I'm going to be explaining the whole story in today's video. I did a live stream video on my Instagram, which, by the way, if you guys have not yet followed me on my Instagram, it'll be linked in the description box down below. And I'm going to be telling you guys all what the aftermath seemed like, and everything that has happened ever since the surgery. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the incident itself. And I made a video about 2 weeks ago talking about the whole incident, about how I broke my collarbone. And here's how it all happened. I was riding home from school, and then I saw that picture of the brand new Ford Bronco, and pulling up pictures that I took on that day. Right there, I saw the brand new Ford Bronco Sport, and I said, oh, I gotta go back over there and take a picture of it. And so that's what I did. I turned my bike around, went to go take a picture of it, took a couple pictures of it, kind of like what you would expect. And then I come back, and then there's this kid in the middle of the sidewalk. Whenever there's a kid in the middle of the road, I always ding my little bell on my bike, and then I always slow down a little bit to give the kids some time to move out of the way, and then I continue on with my day. Well, here's where the incident happened. I was not paying attention because as I was passing the kid, I took my attention off the road and looked at the kid, and to I can actually go say hi to him and wave at him and stuff, and also make sure I didn't hit him. And then here's where the incident happened. I look back, and our sidewalks are weird because they're kind of sticking up off the ground. And so I turned back around, my front tire of my bike is off the sidewalk, and I could not turn my bike back on it. And then I was going about 15 miles an hour. I flipped off and hit my shoulder going about 15 miles an hour and broke my collarbone or clavicle in 3 places. I'm pulling up pictures of what the x-rays looked like now because you guys have not yet seen them. And that is how bad it was. It was so bad that I actually had to get surgery. Just as you can see, if I pull it up now, there's a wasp there. I'm pulling it. So if you look at the x-ray, if I zoom in on the x-ray, as you can see, with what makes it bad is that the right here, right there, as you can see, that's the first part that's broken, which is obvious, and then the second part is actually right here. It looks kind of like a Pac-Man mouth. The bottom of the mouth is actually the third place where it broke, and they actually had to put that back up as well. So that's 3 places where my collarbone broke, which was crazy. And after the incident, literally at the second after, in case you guys want to know what it felt like, here's what it felt like. And so what it felt like was like something heavy hit my shoulder. That's what it felt like. Something really, really heavy hit my shoulder. And after that, my shoulder was heavy the rest of the time. My shoulder has been, it's not as heavy anymore, but it was really heavy for the first couple weeks, for the first week or 2 after. And after the incident, and actually the pain wasn't that bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 2 or 3. The pain really was not that bad at all. It's just a thing that I could not move my shoulder. I could move this part of my arm, but I could not move my shoulder. I could not move it. I could not do this. I could not move my shoulder at all. I could not do any of that. And so then I went to the urgent care. My stepbrother took me to the urgent care, and that's when they said, fortunately, I have a broken clavicle. Now, they told me a normal clavicle is going to take 6 to 8 weeks to heal, but he also didn't. The thing is that we contacted somebody at Ortho Carolina. Huge shout outs to them, by the way. I'll talk about them a little bit more in a few minutes. So then I went. So that they never told me that I had to have surgery, and I was sitting there in a sling for about a week. And then finally on Tuesday, my incident happened on Friday, May 1st at 3:15 p.m. And then on Tuesday, the Tuesday right after the first Tuesday after the incident, I went back to the doctor. I had more x-rays done, and they told me, yes, unfortunately, I am going to have surgery. Now I'm going to have to get a plate surgery, and so that's what I did. I got a plate surgery. After that, they gave me another sling, and I stayed in that for a while. The only real parts that were the hardest parts were just taking a shower and changing clothes and sleeping. Sleeping, showering, and taking off my shirt were usually the 2 hardest things. Everything else was actually pretty easy to be done. I just hate that it was my primary hand. I'm right-handed. It was my primary arm that broke, so I could not write. I could not I really could not do. I could barely lift up, open up doors. I couldn't open up Gatorade bottles. I couldn't open up water bottles. I couldn't really do anything that easily. I always had to have people help me out for the first week. But it was then after that Thursday afterward. That's when I actually had to get surgery. I got surgery at the Charlotte Surgery Center at Wendover, North Carolina, and the surgery took about 2 hours. The surgeon said it was going to take about 30 minutes, but it ended up taking about 3 hours, about two or 3 hours. Surgery started at 8 a.m. and I got out of there at around 11:30, something like that. And in case you guys want to know what the surgery was like, I'm going to tell you guys what surgery is like as well. So now, when I got there, I walked into a room where there was a bunch of gurneys. Well, it's my day. Today is surgery day. I am, because you guys can certainly see, I am laying on a stretcher. It is, I was freaking out, but now after they put in this medicine in me, oh my goodness, it feels like, it's hard to describe it. It feels like, it just feels like it dropped my anxiety level down by a lot. As you guys can see, I'm currently in one of these beds. I got my dad over there, and he's gonna be here with me. Talk about a couple things. If you want to, hey Dad, you want to show what my room looks like? So he's gonna show you guys. This is where I am.
This is, oh, she doesn't want to.
Yeah. This is where we are.
This is the ding dong. Hello.
Yep.
If there's your numbers.
This is interesting to me. I'm excited. I was nervous. Now I'm excited. You guys will not believe how nervous I was.
Oh yeah, we were here.
Yeah, we were all here. I was scared to
Are you now?
death. No.
I told you, son. I told you.
How does it do that? Can I take this as my everyday anxiety medicine? Hey, miss, can I take this as my everyday anxiety medicine?
No, that's
Not every day, but you can ask your doctor to get you something similar to it called Valium.
Yes, please. This is amazing. I don't think I ever.
If you have bad anxiety, ask her for some Valium.
So in case you guys did not know, I'm currently getting my surgery on my clavicle
I'm
today.
talking through your phone because can't nobody see you.
Oh, hey, cameraman. Go back now.
Oh, I'm going backwards. Okay, so
Is my cameraman? And now I'm not calm at all. Let's sit back. Now I am probably perfect. I'm perfectly calm. I'm talking loud like I'm talking to you guys. It's crazy. I'm usually a shy person, and this is nuts. This really is nuts. Now I'm sitting here.
Man, I was scared to death.
I was scared to death. And look at this. Now look at my
We
heart
kept
rate.
telling you, Bob.
And I know, look at my heart rate.
We kept telling you you were going to be fine.
Point the phone to the heart rate. The heart rate, point to it. Yeah. You see, look at the heart rate. That heart rate was almost over 150
It was
beats.
over 100. It's 80. It's at 86.
It was over 150 beats a minute.
You
That
see
sounds
stuff
nice.
are
We're
good.
gonna put some oxygen on you.
That does feel pretty weird though. This is where I am. There was a bunch of gurneys and a bunch of other people getting ready to have their surgery. It wasn't like a scary scene. They had lights on. There was a bunch of other people there. The doctors were super friendly. I was very nervous because it's my first surgery I've had in 10 years. Because I've actually had, this was my 4th surgery I've had after this incident. It's only thing is it's been a good 10 years since I've actually had my last surgery, and I'm 16, so it's been a good 10 years since I've actually had my last surgery. Take it back, it could have been more than 10 years actually. It could have been over like 11 to 12 years ago when I had my last surgery. And they walk in there, they make you change clothes, you have to put on this hospital gown, and they get you all set up. They put you in a really dang comfortable bed. That bed was probably the most comfortable bed I've ever laid in my life. That's all I gotta say. They also put this weird hat on your head as well, which felt weird as well. And so then what they did then is I laid down. I had a heartbeat of around 200 beats a minute. I was scared to death. It was hard for me to explain. My dad was there with me. He knows how to calm me down, so I'll calm down a little bit as they were putting the IV in. The IV in was probably the scariest part for me. That's because the IV I mean, like, they put something on my hand to prevent it from not being as painful, it just felt like a little pinch. It kind of felt like someone just pinched my hand. They put it in me right here. You can even see that they put it in me right there. And then after that, the anesthesiologist came in there and talked to me about what I'm gonna feel, about what it's gonna be like. The anesthesiologist was cool. And then my surgeon came in, Dr. Shadley Schifrin. He came in. I want to give a huge shout out to him. He did an amazing job. I cannot thank him enough I mean, like, this plate is probably the cleanest plate I've ever seen. I've never in my life seen that's probably the best example of a plate I've ever seen in my life. If you guys want to see the x-rays, here's what it looks like now. As you can see, and yes, there is a screw that looks like it's loose, as you can see right there, but that is actually not the case. That screw is actually called a stability screw, or a stabilizer screw. And what that did is that keeps the bones in place. That's why a break was so bad, that kept the bones in place while they add the plate. So no, I've been getting a lot of comments on my Instagram saying, "Oh, why is your screw loose?" It ain't a screw. It ain't a loose screw. I'm telling you that right now. Please stop spamming those comments. I have no screw loose. That is, at least I hope I know. Or at least I hope I won't get one. And that's what that looks like. Mr. Shadley Schifrin, if you're watching this, from North Carolina, I extremely thank you very much for doing an amazing job for this. I cannot thank you enough. And I would definitely recommend coming to North Carolina here in Charlotte, North Carolina for your next surgery, because they do an amazing job. And also Mr. Schifrin, he's done dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of these. So I would definitely recommend, if you guys ever broke your collarbone, I would definitely recommend them. And now, after the surgery, it's currently been, after the surgery, well, I'm guessing to tell you guys what it's like during anesthesia. So now, what they did for anesthesia, after they put that anxiety medicine in me, they put that anesthesia in right after the anxiety medicine, where I wouldn't even know it was there. The next thing I know, I was asleep. As last I remember, I did not even see them rolling me into the operating room. I never even saw any of that. I never saw the operating room. I never even saw them start to roll me into the operating room. I was asleep, and it felt like 20 seconds later, I woke back up, and that wasn't even a snap. I woke back up, and I felt completely normal. I was tired, my throat hurt a little bit, and I felt like a little bit lightheaded after I woke up. And lightheaded it wasn't bad, and it only lasted for about 10 minutes or so. It wasn't really that bad, and I did not feel nauseated, because they put something in me to prevent me from feeling nauseated. I did not feel nauseated, and I felt really, really tired, lightheaded, and also basically not even any pain at all. That's really all I felt. They rolled me out in a wheelchair to my parents' house, and I came home, and I was laid in bed for a couple hours. And after about a couple hours, I was back to normal, ready to go, except I had a sling on my arm. And that's just the only thing. I had a sling on my arm, which is what caused that. So yeah, that is my story. And now today, about a week later, yesterday, I went to go get my I went to go take more pictures of the plate. I went to go for a follow-up, and I was able to take my sling off. And here's what it looks like. So now here's about 2 weeks, it's about a week and a half after surgery. I'm able to move my shoulder side to side. As you can see, I cannot move my shoulder up. This is about as far as I can move my shoulder up right at the moment. This is about as far up as I can go with it at the moment. But I can go anywhere below it. See, I can move my shoulder. I can move it behind me. I can move it behind me, in front of me. I can move it behind me like this. No issue. I can move it in front of me. I have basically full use of that shoulder after about a week after surgery. I mean, like, I can't move my arm fully up yet, but I'm slowly getting there. I'm already able to move it up higher than I did yesterday without any pain, which is one thing I really do like. So yeah, that is my story of my broken collarbone. And I'm feeling good now, no pains at all. Shoulder feels a little bit heavy, but that's pretty much it. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure you guys go hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and also go ahead and go drop a like on this video to support me and the channel. And also, guys, make sure you guys also go subscribe to all my social medias. They're going to all be linked in the description box down below, as well as also all my other YouTube channels. And guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video.